This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook at audiblepodcast.com/TYT. Go.
Yesterday on Glenn Beck's show, he's been saying for some time, he's been quite an authority on Egypt.
Yeah.
And he's, I assume he's probably studied there.
Well,
he was probably, he probably majored in Middle Eastern history or Egyptian history.
He sort of speaks with that kind of,
right, sure.
Gravitas.
Now he'll point out that everybody in the media, everybody who went to Harvard, everybody who went to Princeton, everybody who works for the New York Times and PBS.
Apparently everyone who went to college at all.
Anybody who went to college at all, they're all morons, and Glenn Beck told you the truth. Also, you'll get to see him walking around like a crazy person, and a little also reminder of the sort of the religious end of the world doomsday nature of Glenn Beck, that they love to talk about Armageddon, and there's a little aspect of Armageddon in this clip 4.
How have we survived this long being this stupid? Good heavens! I don't even understand how we survived a week with a media like this. Are you kidding me? All these Harvard know-it-alls that have no clue as how to... They are given the story. They write the damn story. And yet, they will see, come with me, they will see this. In the paper, front page, they see this. But they'll say this is crazy. Oh, this is crazy. What? Oh, and then he says it's going to cascade into a revolution throughout the Middle East, and it could possibly affect Egypt or Europe. It could possibly affect London. Oh, that's crazy talk. Really?
I like that one. Again, it's coming to Europe. It's going to come. It's going to come everywhere. Who's going to orchestrate this? Who's he worried about?
I don't know. I mean, he's crazy. He's crazy. I honestly, you watch this stuff, you hear him speaking, you hear him going off and proselytizing, and he's nuts.
Come
with
me.
Is crazy. Yeah,
come with me.
Right. It's like Mr. Rogers. Let's come to the land of make believe.
There's a compelling television component to it because it's there's some in a weird way. I mean, he's crazy, and in a weird way, you feel like it's all fake, but there's. But you don't know what to expect, and so there's
it's very provocative.
There's authenticity in it because he doesn't seem like everyone else. Right.
And the problem is, so many people go with him into that next room. That he's not the kind of viewer that will just join him and go along into the other room.
I want to play the next clip, which is going to be clip 5. Hey, JR, is this the one where he writes on the blackboard? I like this because it's really like you've been bad in school and you've pissed the teacher off, because this one has. Writing on the blackboard angrily when the teacher, where we've all experienced that. So this one has angry writing on the blackboard. It has silence, when
you've been like the class is being
the class is acted up and
reprimanded.
Then right, exactly, and you hear the writing and you're like, oh, we're in trouble. How long is this going to last? And then sort of whisper yelling.
Oh, I love whisper yelling.
Whisper yelling is great. Most of it you get it sometimes from your teacher. You get it a lot from your girlfriend.
Right.
So here's Glenn Beck writing on the blackboard angrily. A rare moment of silence on television, which you don't get, which I actually give him some props for. Because every time, my brother used to tell me, correspondent for Dateline NBC, used to tell me to break eye contact, which I do a ton now, arguably too much on TV. Yeah. Break eye contact. He goes, write a good first sentence, good last sentence, write a good stand-up, break eye contact, and occasionally stop talking. Because as soon as you stop talking, they'll stop eating and look up. It's a great point.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Glenn Beck stopped talking, and as I was taking notes on what he was saying, he stopped talking, and I was like,
"What, the tape stop?
What happened?" And you look up. Yeah. So here's Glenn Beck going crazy. Clip, what is this, 5?
And of course our president our president is proud of the youth. Listen to our president, what he said today about Egypt.
Transformation that's taking place because the people of Egypt are calling for change. They've turned out in extraordinary numbers representing all ages and all walks of life. But it's young people who've been at the forefront. A new generation. Your generation. Who want their voices to be heard.
See if I have this right. This is only happening. This is a day of transformation. Fundamental transformation, Mr. President. This is a day of transformation. Why? Because the people have called for change. Your slogan too. And it's all people. But mainly, it's young people. Just like you. You can change the world. Transform it. Wow. Thank you for your leadership and guidance, Mr. President.
So that's funny because he's got the blackboard and the yelling and the whispering and so forth. But that's also that's the racism too.
Yeah, I don't even think it's funny. Honestly, I don't think it's funny. Like, I think it's irresponsible. It's scary. It is racist. It is also talk about change. I mean, he's reworking the structure of what happened there. He's saying it's bad that it's changed, essentially, because it's only changed because of what Barack Obama's, that was his slogan. So automatically that means it's bad. If there's change, it means it's bad.
Yeah, you make it very simple there that because he's managed to work it into the framework of stealing, of corrupting Barack Obama's message, that therefore it must be bad because he's in favor of democracy, but not this kind of democracy. The race, I think it's funny and sick at the same time.
Yeah.
I love the blackboards. I can't get enough of it. I just love the sound of someone writing on the blackboard.
But it's mockingly funny. I mean, but it's scary. I mean, it's scary that he is speaking to people the way a Sunday morning preacher does on the other channels. I mean, he's in that tone where he whispers like, "And then the Lord said, don't do that." You know, it's the same cadence. It's everything, and it's scary and irresponsible.
But I also think that there is some of that racism there, because there's that moment of saying, and that sort of, that way that the right has of suggesting that Obama is a Muslim, that they run the clip of Obama and they say, and he says, essentially paraphrasing, "Isn't that interesting? Change. That's what's happening here. Change. That was your slogan, wasn't it? Look at these Muslims. They want change. You wanted change. And it's young people. You had young people. Yeah. Interesting." Reminding everyone that this guy, Obama, if he isn't a Muslim, right, he's definitely aligned with the Muslims.
Yeah.
He had the same message, the same young people who want change, they're one and the same. This dark-colored guy who looks vaguely Muslim and has a Muslim name, they're all one and the same. And as he keeps saying in this thing that we keep going back to, be afraid. This is dangerous because they're coming to London.
Yeah.
There's no stopping it. It's this tide of something that I'm not explaining correctly, meaning Beck's not explaining correctly, but you need to fear it. Consistently, you need to fear it.
Audible.com is the leading provider of audiobooks.
In fact, they have over 75,000 titles.
And you can listen on your iPod or your MP3 player. You can listen to it anywhere at any time. It's incredibly convenient.
And they have books in every single genre imaginable. You can get a free audiobook if you go to audiblepodcast.com/TYT.
Totally true.